Hey guys, so this video is really important to me because I think it's going to resonate with a lot of you. It resonates with me more than any other makeup that I ever do in my whole career. This is going to teach you how to do your makeup in less than 5 minutes. The video is going to be longer than that because I'm going to talk through it and give you some tips along the way. But I think that you're going to take a lot away from it and see that you really only need just a couple minutes to look pretty and polished and pulled together so you can get out the door to that, game or that meeting or whatever it is that you have. Just because you're short on time or, budget and you don't want to invest in a lot of products doesn't mean that you can't look pretty and pulled together. So watch this video and let me know what you think. Thanks. Okay, so I've already prepped my skin with the Biossance Squalene and Vitamin C Rose Oil, which I love. I put this stuff, press it into the skin all over. It's beautiful. It smells great. It gives you an instantly bright, hydrating look. And if you're not someone that loves like too much of a shine or you get a little bit freaked out by an oil, put this on, let it sit on your skin for a little while. Then grab some of those great oil blotting sheets and just dab kind of in your T-zone and anywhere where you might see excess shine that you don't really want there, and do that before you do your makeup. I love this stuff. So I prepped with that and a little bit of the Juice Beauty eye cream, under eye cream, and I let everything dry. So like I'll put on my skincare and then like I'll go get dressed or do something else, and after it's set in for a couple minutes, then I'll go back and do my makeup. So here's what I'm going to start with. Beauty blender, key, so important. This is a must-have. A lot of people don't realize that you're supposed to use these super damp, so like rinse it under the sink and squeeze it out. Either wring it in a towel or a tissue or just squeeze it out, give it a really good squeeze. But even though I do that, I also spray mine with either some rose oil, or today I'm going to use the Juice Beauty Hydrating Mist. It just helps to give you a little bit more hydration and kind of help set the makeup. And then you're never going to get like that super dry look. So this is when these were revolutionary. When these came out, I was like, oh my God, I don't need like half my brushes anymore. And it's so quick. So I'm going to use this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular CC Cream. So I love this because it's, first of all, it has SPF 30. So I'm covering my SPF right there. It gives you moisture, it gives you coverage, but it's not too much. It's really good for every day. So I know I'm going to be talking a lot like through each step, so it'll take me a lot longer than this does on a regular day, but I just want to teach you guys some tips while I'm doing it. I don't just want to do and then you guys be like, oh great, but why the hell are you doing that? So I put it on the beauty blender and I'm literally just pressing it into the skin. The most important part is going to be like areas that you see redness or discoloration. For me, it's redness, which is usually, the center of the forehead, the nose, cheeks, and the center of the chin. You don't really have to worry about like blending it all the way back into here. If you feel like you have to do that, you probably don't have the right color. Your foundation should really just disappear right into the skin. If it does, you're probably going either too light or too dark. A lot of people ask, where did I just put that? Should I put it on my neck too? And you totally can, so you just get like a uniform color. So, okay. Oops. Okay, so after that's on, there's some days that I feel like I need a little extra coverage. There's some days that I don't. I always have this little stick coverage foundation with me. This is by Well People. It's like a cream foundation. It's great for if you need a little bit of extra coverage just in spot areas. Like I tend to get really pink or really red right in here. So for a lot of people, the CC or the BB creams or tinted moisturizers, they're enough. And for me, usually for every day they are. But some days I do need a little bit of extra coverage. So I want to show you guys like today a little extra pink. So I'm gonna literally I'm with my Beauty Blender tapping into the Well People Stick Foundation, and I'm going around my nose, the cheeks, the chin, and anywhere else where I need like extra coverage. Okay. There we go, see? Look how nice that is. And this is great because it's portable. You could bring it with you, and like, do you ever halfway through the day be like, oh, why am I getting like ruddy or red, or I just need to like reblend everything? This is great for like touch up for that. So sometimes I won't even put this on in the morning, but like I'll bring it with me. Okay. I'm gonna do a little concealer. Now, one thing you can do with your concealer is you can totally use like a wand or like a liquid if that's going to be faster for you. But I will say with those formulas, they're generally a little bit less coverage. For me, I don't mess around with concealer. I cannot afford to. And for me, it's like a game changer. So I am using the Juice Beauty Cream Foundation Perfecting Concealer in Buff. This thing is well loved. So with the point of my Beauty Blender, and I just have to say, this is why I love the Beauty Blender. You can use the point, you can use the fat part to cover bigger areas, you can use the point for finer areas, you can use the sides. So, and no, I'm not being paid by Beauty Blender. So I'm just gonna go under my eyes, on my eyelids, and on the inner corner here. And I'm gonna cover the whole area. Now, if you didn't put on an eye cream first, this would go on really dry. Not because of this formula, but really any concealer. And if you guys have ever tried to put on concealer and been like, wait a second, I can totally see it. It's super dry. You know, why does it look like that? I feel like it looks worse. Either A, you're not using an eye cream, or you're not using the right eye cream, or B, you're not using enough eye cream, or C, you need to maybe get a new eye cream or start using it more. This is the thinnest skin on our whole body. That's why color tends to come through, and you can really see, you know, discoloration, redness. That's like the first sign of tiredness, or, you know, lack of sleep, or maybe drinking too much the night before. So the reason that I put it all over my lid and under my eyes and in here is because I want to brighten the entire area. If I'm going and sitting and going out for a night, sometimes I will conceal like all in here and make it really look bright. But for a quick everyday, if you just pop this on your eyelids and underneath and in here, you're going to brighten the whole eye area. And then even if you have to just run out the door and you pop on a little mascara, at least you look bright and clean and polished, and you've covered like, you know, any signs of tired. So usually this is where I would do bronzer, but if I'm running out the door and I need a quick like routine, I'm using the least amount of products possible. So this RMS Beauty Master Mixer is awesome because it's a bronze, but it's really natural. And what I can do is I can use it to kind of warm my face, and then I'm gonna use it as a dual eyeshadow. So you can either, I want to show you, you can use it with your fingers, or you can use it with your Beauty Blender. But in case you don't have one of these, you're fine to use your fingers too. And I just want to show you, so like on a full face of bronzer, I'm going to apply bronzer to my neck and my face, and I'm going to do another tutorial to show you guys that. But if I'm just trying to give myself a quick, you know, little bit of warmth, I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on the high parts of my cheeks, down my nose. So it's going to be like my highlighter and a little bit of warmth. Okay. Then I'm going to use it on my eyes. So I'm going to use my ring finger. My ring finger is my favorite for applying makeup because you have like the lightest touch with that. And I'm going to apply this onto the crease of my eyes. I'm going to apply this onto the lid of my eyes avoiding the crease, because since it is a cream, I don't want to like go heavy on the crease and then have it, you know, crease halfway through the day because it is a cream. So some people with creams worry, oh, well, they don't really last on me, but one of the reasons why I put the concealer on the lid was to help the cream last as well. It acted like a primer. So I'm just going to press it on the lids, avoiding getting deep into the crease, and just make sure I have no excess here. Okay. So that's just like a goldy bronze. I feel like when I'm in a rush and I just want a quick polished look, going for neutrals is the best. Like I always wind up in like the browns, the golds, or the pink families. You can works with anything. Now I am going to do little eyeliner. So I'm going to use brown. Just because this is an everyday look, you can totally do black, you can do brown. Couple tips about eyeliner when you're picking your eyeliner color. You always want to go a color that's darker than your eye color. That's going to make your eyes stand out instead of your eye makeup. I love that trick. So people with darker eyes obviously have a different, you know, have less of a range to choose from. People with lighter eyes have more of a range to choose from. Obviously, there's no rules when it comes to makeup. These are just little tips that I've learned along the way and that I like. And anytime that I find a trick that helps make someone's features pop, I love to share it with people because that's the kind of stuff that is like golden. So, brown eye pencil by Well People. Love it. Natural. It stays on me. It's smudgy enough so I can blend it, but then it's not like under my eyes halfway through the day, which I love. So, what I like to do is line my waterline, especially when I'm in a rush and I just want like a quick polished look. So what I'll do is I'm going to line on the innermost corner, and I'm just going to look down and line completely underneath. And the reason I especially do the waterline when I'm in a rush or for every day is because it takes 2 seconds and you don't have to worry about like messing it up or blending it. And the reason I like to do underneath here is what people don't realize, a lot of people don't realize that that's when you do your waterline, it's getting the base of your lash line, which makes your lashes look a lot fuller, which who doesn't want that? So, okay, I'm just looking down. If you want, you can hold your eyelid like this. I know some people do that and feel more comfortable doing that. So again, line the entire top. Entire thing. Okay. Now, if you don't want to line the waterline, you can do on top as well. But what I would say to do is to line right on top of the lash line, right here. And just remember, you're not drawing a straight line because your eyelid's not straight. So if you close your eye and you just draw a straight line open and go, oh God, okay, where's my Q-tip? What am I doing here? It's not going to work. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for me, and I'm a makeup artist. So if you are going to draw on the lash line, close your eye, hold your eye a little bit taut, and just think of making little dashes, little tiny dashes until you connect them. And then open your eye and look at it. Okay? So I lined like this. And I will tell people another trick about eyeliner. Never just line under here. That is such an easy way to kind of make your eyes look droopy and kind of sad. Pulls the whole face down. So lining the top lid is really going to open your eyes up. And I like to wear a little bit on bottom too. So one thing though I always remember, don't let there be a gap here between your top eyeliner and your bottom eyeliner. So always start at the outer corner and connect the top and the bottom. That way it looks like one nice complete look. And I'm really trying to show you guys this with like the least amount of, actually I don't even think I've used a brush yet. The least amount of products and the least amount of brushes possible. I know I'm talking a lot, so it's taking me a while, but I literally, I'm not kidding you, I do this look in like 2.5 minutes flat, often in a parked car, like at my son's school or baseball game, and we'll be like, oh my god, these other moms look so pretty. I need to pull my ish together. So then I pull out my little kit that I always have with me, do this, and then, you know, no one knows. Everyone's like, oh, look at you, you look so cute. I'm like, really? I did this in the car in 2 seconds with like just my fingers, and that's what it's about. I'm telling you, like, if I have learned, especially since being a mom, that the impossible standards that we put on ourselves are just ridiculous. I think that if women were more real with each other, I think maybe we wouldn't hold such high standards for ourselves. You know, if someone says to me, oh, your hair looks so good, or, you know, your makeup looks really pretty, I love your outfit, like, I'll often follow it up with something to, like, keep it real. Like, I'll be like, really? Like, I just, you know, got this shirt for $3, like, on the clearance rack. Or someone, you know, your hair looks so pretty. I'm like, oh my god, really? I haven't washed it in, like, 7 days. And I just feel like when other people do that with me, it gives me, like, a big sigh of relief. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, so I'm not the only, like, train wreck. I'm not the only person walking around that's like, why don't I have my stuff together? I just think, you know, keeping it real with other people, other women, it makes us, like, you know, a big sigh of relief. It gives us a break and makes us be like, oh my god, okay, it is okay. I'm gonna be okay. Like, I am doing the best I can. Everyone else is kind of running around with their heads cut off too. Okay, sorry. That's my PSA for the day. I kind of went off on that. I'll get back to makeup. Okay, so eyelash curler. Don't skip it. Don't skip it. I love eyelash curlers. This is the Shoe You More eyelash curler. A lot of people are freaked out by these. All you have to do, if you're doing it on yourself especially, don't be afraid. If you pinch yourself, you'll feel it right away, and you can stop. But what I'm doing is going right to the base of the lash line and kind of tilting up to open up the eyes. The reason I don't want to skip this is because it really opens your lashes up and opens your eyes up. I also go to the corner lashes here a second time and go out a little bit. And that way I kind of like fan the lashes out. And you're going to see that that's how I apply my mascara too. Okay. Just for like maybe, you know, 7 to 10 seconds tops. And then curl it outside. Alright. Well People mascara. Love it. This is like my favorite natural mascara. I love the brush. It makes it super easy to like get to every little lash. And what I'm going to do is start at the base of the lash line and I'm going to wiggle and go up and out. And you know what? Do not worry if you get mascara on yourself. When I'm doing mascara on my clients, it's really easy to control because what I do is I put my thumb behind it so that at the end of the application my thumbnail is covered in mascara, but I don't do that with myself. It's a little bit harder, but it's not a big deal because the mascara is still wet. So what you can do is just use a Q-tip to clean it up when you're done. So I'm going to do a few coats on each eye and go back and forth. So I'm going to the root of the lash line, wiggling and pull it out. Go to the middle, wiggle, pull it out, and wiggle, pull it out. Okay, and really just like separate them. Always on the bottom, gently on the bottom. Okay, dip one more time and go back. Do a few coats though, really. I don't care what kind of mascara you use. One coat is not enough. I like 2 or 3 coats. Alright, wiggle, pull out, wiggle, pull out, fan them out, and then a little bit on the bottom to open the eye up. And you're giving them time to dry in between. Kind of going out of order today. Really, to be honest, I don't think the order matters. If I'm being honest, when I'm doing this, I'm just like doing it in order of importance. That way, if at any time I'm like, oh crap, I've run out of time, I can just like walk out the door. So I kind of am like, okay, what do I need the most today? Like, what am I hurting for today? Sometimes it's just like mascara and concealer. All right, I'm just taking my Q-tip and see, so it's not a big deal if you get, like, people will be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I always get mascara when I'm applying it. I'm like, so just use a Q-tip. No big deal. Okay, brows. I'm going to do a whole separate tutorial on brows, but for every day, I love brow gel. This is Pure Brow. What color is this? I can't even read that. Blonde by Jane Iredale. This is great because it's like foolproof. You don't have to sit there and like dry on eyebrows, but I really am a firm believer that everyone should fill their brows in. Even if you have dark brows. I mean, I'm blonde, so I really, really need it. But what a big difference this stuff makes in just like giving you like a quick, you know, pulled together look. If you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. And even dark brows, like I said, has nothing to do with the color, just filling them in because, first of all, no two brows are exactly alike. Okay, so they're never going to completely match. So don't be creepy and try to draw your brows on to try to look exactly the same. Nobody's are completely symmetrical. So all you have to do, follow the natural brow shape. You can, you know, use the point here. You can comb it up here. There we go. Comb them up. Alright. Alright, last I want to show you guys RMS lip to cheek. I know I did the other tutorial for you guys about using multi-purpose products, and I'm telling you, this is where you're going to save your time. Again, I don't think I used any brushes. I pulled a few out, but I don't even think I used any. I have to tell you, that's like one of my biggest tricks. So here's the things I do to like try to be pulled together quickly. I use products that are multifunctional, multi-purpose. I use cream products because I can use my fingers with them and apply them really quickly. And I always wear a decently big size pair of earrings, because I don't know, I feel like, hey, she looks pulled together, she's got like earrings on. I don't know if that's even like a real thing, but that's how I feel. And I always have a great rubber band on my wrist, so if I do a bun, and I always have a good pair of like aviator sunglasses and a pair of Converse. So that's my few tips. Okay, I applied that the same way in my other tutorial that I showed you guys. Apples of the cheeks, if you didn't see that one. Apples of the cheeks with the ring and the middle finger. Smiled. And I went up into the hairline and back. Up and back. And then just with my finger, I'm just going to pop this on my lips. Now you could totally do extra stuff. You can go in with a highlighter. You could go more defined with the brows. You could, you know, go for a crease color, and you could go for a lip gloss. But honestly, like, I at least feel like, okay, this is good. This is good for every day. I could run down to the school now for that meeting, or I could, you know, go to the baseball game. And although I sat and talked for a while, you really can do this look in way less than 5 minutes. You don't need any brushes. I also will say one thing that really helps me is keeping my stuff in a clear makeup bag, so that you're not sitting there like looking through it, and you know, half the time I think women spend getting ready, they're just looking for stuff, whether it's your clothes or other earring or shoes or, you know, an accessory to match. So organize your makeup, keep it all together, and with your makeup, these are the few things that I always say if you're someone that does your makeup on the go or does touch-ups on the go. Couple of things. Baby wipes. I'm obsessed with Baby Ganix baby wipes. I don't care if you have kids or not. These things are amazing. If you have a makeup mishap or misspill, or you do your makeup in your car and now you're like, oh my God, I have foundation all over my hands. Use the baby wipes. It takes everything off. If you have a makeup spill on your outfit, use the baby wipes. Takes them off. Baby wipes, eyelash curler, Q-tips, and blank mascara wands or empty mascara wands. I get these. You can get them at Harmon or CVS, Duane Reade. These are so great because you can comb your brows with them. If your lashes, if you've had a mascara mishap and your lashes are like funky and like spidery and gross, or halfway through the day they're like flaky or cakey or whatever, you can use these to comb through and kind of separate them. So many uses for these. They're really good. And I'm sure I'm gonna think of other stuff probably, but I guess that's enough for now. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you really enjoyed this. And like I said, I do promise you to give you more tips on how to just, you know, use the least amount of time, the least amount of products, least amount of brushes possible to make yourself feel really just pretty and polished and pulled together. And just remember, even when you see those women that look like they might have it all, there's always a story behind it, especially on social media. If you guys saw me right now, I have sweatpants on from the waist down and fuzzy socks and 2 loads of laundry right there next to me, waiting to be put away. So I just hope you guys that I gave you some tips today that can help you, and I hope that you guys will walk away from this and try to keep it real with other women, and you know, let that kind of inspire you to keep it real, and you know, kind of spread that around social media, around real life. Spread kindness, spread realness. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe or comment below if you like what you see, or if you have another tutorial you'd like me to do. And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Tiffany Jocilyn. Thanks.